Welcome back to the Gold IRA Blueprint podcast. Today we're going deep on best gold IRA investment strategies for 2024. We'll be covering a lot, so if you want a handy checklist for choosing the right gold IRA company, you can visit goldirablueprint.com/exclusive.
Right. We'll be looking at things like the benefits of a gold IRA, going over investment options, and all those important things to consider before investing.
So much to cover.
Yeah.
First things first, why should anyone even consider a gold IRA? I mean, sure, you hear about diversification, but what's so special about gold?
Well, you can think about it this way. Gold has kind of always been a safe haven asset. It often holds its value when other assets like stocks are declining.
Right.
And why is that? Well, during times of economic uncertainty, investors tend to flock to gold to try and preserve their wealth.
Gotcha.
And it's a finite resource,
Yeah.
so its value is not as easily manipulated like currencies can be.
Okay, so like a safety net during economic storms. But what about inflation? I mean, we all know rising prices can really eat away at savings. How does gold help with that?
You remember how we talked about gold holding its value?
Yeah.
Well, during periods of high inflation, the purchasing power of the dollar decreases.
Makes sense.
And things get more expensive, but your money just doesn't stretch as far.
Right.
Gold, on the other hand, tends to rise in value along with inflation, acting as a hedge to help you maintain your purchasing power.
Oh, so it's almost like an anchor of stability in a sea of economic uncertainty.
Yeah.
I'm curious about the different ways you can invest in a gold IRA. What options are out there?
Well, there are three main avenues to explore: physical gold, gold ETFs, and gold mining stocks.
Interesting.
Physical gold involves owning the actual gold coins or bars.
Right.
It's tangible. You own the asset outright.
That's right. Not just a number on a screen. You can actually hold it.
Exactly. Then you have gold ETFs, or exchange-traded funds.
Oh, okay.
Those track the price of gold. And this allows you to gain exposure to gold's performance without the responsibilities of physically owning and storing it.
Okay, so it's a more hands-off approach.
Yeah.
And what are gold mining stocks?
Investing in gold mining stocks, well, that involves investing in the companies engaged in gold extraction.
Right.
And this avenue has the potential for higher returns, but it also carries a higher risk as it's influenced not only by the price of gold, but also by the company's performance and various factors within the mining industry.
So it sounds like there's an option for every risk tolerance. But before anyone jumps into a gold IRA, what are some crucial factors to consider?
Due diligence is key here.
Yeah.
This isn't a set-it-and-forget-it investment.
Yeah.
You need to pay close attention to current market conditions.
Right.
Things like inflation rates, interest rates, even geopolitical events, because these can significantly influence the attractiveness of gold as an investment.
It's almost like trying to predict the weather.
Yeah.
There are so many factors that can influence how things unfold.
For example, high inflation would make gold more appealing as a hedge.
Gosh.
On the other hand, in a low interest rate environment, the opportunity cost of holding gold, which doesn't yield interest, it becomes less of a concern.
Right.
So staying informed is key.
So staying informed is key. What about fees? Those are always a factor with investments.
Absolutely. You need to carefully consider custodial fees, storage fees for physical gold, transaction fees when buying or selling. Transparency is crucial here.
Yeah.
Opt for a custodian with a clear and straightforward fee structure. That way you can avoid any unpleasant surprises down the road.
Makes sense. Speaking of custodians, I imagine choosing the right one is a big decision. It's like choosing a bank.
Yeah.
You wouldn't trust just anyone with your hard-earned money, right?
Precisely. You want to select a custodian with a solid reputation for trustworthiness and reliability. Resources like the Better Business Bureau and the Business Consumer Alliance can help you research a custodian's track record and customer satisfaction ratings.
That's a good tip. So we've covered why gold is such an attractive option for retirement planning and the types of investments available.
Yeah.
And remember, you can download our free checklist at goldirablueprint.com/exclusive to help you find a reliable custodian to manage your gold IRA. But how do you make the most of your gold IRA once it's set up? Let's talk strategy.
Now things are getting really interesting. There are powerful strategies you can use to maximize your returns and manage risk effectively. One popular strategy is dollar cost averaging.
Okay, break that down for me. What exactly is dollar cost averaging?
Dollar cost averaging is all about consistency. Instead of trying to time the market perfectly, which can be a fool's errand, you invest a fixed amount of money regularly, regardless of what the market is doing at any given moment.
So instead of reacting emotionally to market swings,
Mm-hmm.
you're taking a steady and disciplined approach.
Exactly. By investing consistently, you're buying more gold when prices are low and less when prices are high, which helps to average out your purchase cost over time. This strategy helps you avoid those emotional roller coaster rides that can lead to poor investment decisions.
I like it. It's about staying focused on the long-term goal, not getting swept up in short-term fluctuations. What other strategies should we be aware of?
And another vital strategy is asset allocation. This involves spreading your investments across different asset classes, like those gold ETFs and mining stocks we talked about earlier. It's putting that don't put all your eggs in one basket principle into practice on a more granular level.
So you're diversifying your portfolio within your gold IRA.
That's right. The goal is to create a balanced portfolio that aligns with your individual risk tolerance and investment goals. A conservative investor might allocate a larger portion to physical gold, while a more aggressive investor might opt for a smaller allocation to gold and a larger allocation to those growth-oriented assets like gold mining stocks.
So it's about finding that sweet spot where your portfolio feels both secure and aligned with your growth ambitions. So you're not just setting your gold IRA and forgetting about it, you're actively managing it.
Right. Yes. And that brings us to the next important strategy: regular rebalancing. Remember how we talked about market conditions always changing, like unpredictable weather? Well, these changes can really impact the performance of different assets within your gold IRA. Some may outperform others, causing your portfolio to drift away from your initial allocation.
So rebalancing is like hitting the reset button, bringing your portfolio back into alignment.
Precisely. Rebalancing involves periodically selling a portion of the assets that have performed well and buying more of the assets that have lagged behind.
Hmm?
And this ensures your gold IRA stays aligned with your risk tolerance, and it helps you stay on course to achieve those long-term investment goals.
So it's like fine-tuning a well-oiled machine, making sure everything's running smoothly. But let's be realistic, no investment is without risk.
Right.
What are some risks associated with gold IRAs that people need to be aware of?
You're absolutely right. While gold is often seen as a safe haven, it's essential to understand the risks involved. One key risk is price fluctuations. The value of gold, like any asset, can go up and down, influenced by various factors, including inflation, interest rates, global demand, geopolitical events.
So even though gold is considered a hedge against volatility, its price can still be influenced by market forces.
That's correct.
Yeah.
It's not a guaranteed steady climb in value. Another risk is counterparty risk.
Okay.
This boils down to the potential for the custodian to mismanage or fail to protect your assets.
That goes back to why choosing a trustworthy custodian is so important, just like picking a reliable bank.
Exactly. Do your due diligence.
Yeah.
You're entrusting them with a valuable asset,
Right.
your retirement savings. Finally, there's liquidity risk, which refers to the ease with which you can convert your gold into cash. Physical gold, for example, might take some time to sell and might incur some transaction fees.
Right. So it's not as simple as selling stocks online where you can execute a trade in seconds. Are there any ways to mitigate these risks?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Being informed is key to navigating the complexities of the financial world.
Yeah.
Understanding these risks is the first step towards making those informed investment decisions and mitigating their potential impact.
This has been incredibly insightful. We've covered a lot of ground already, from the benefits of a gold IRA to the different investment options and even the risks involved. Let's say someone's ready to take the plunge and open a gold IRA account. What does that process actually look like?
Opening a gold IRA is typically a straightforward process involving 5 key steps. And remember, if you're ready to explore your gold IRA options, download our free checklist at goldirablueprint.com/exclusive.
Okay.
It's filled with tips for choosing the right gold IRA company for you. But let's walk through those steps, starting with the most crucial one: choosing a custodian.
All right, bring on step 1.
Choosing a custodian is like laying the foundation for your gold IRA. Remember all those factors we discussed: reputation, trustworthiness, transparency, customer service. Choosing the right custodian can make all the difference in your investment journey, impacting everything from security and peace of mind to overall satisfaction.
So step 1 is all about finding that perfect partner to help you navigate the world of gold IRAs. What comes next?
Well, once you've selected a custodian, the next step involves completing all the necessary paperwork to officially set up your gold IRA account. It's pretty standard procedure for any type of financial account.
Okay, so it's like signing on the dotted line for your golden future. What happens after all the paperwork's sorted out?
The third step is funding your account. And there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can roll over funds from an existing retirement account, like a 401k or 403b, or you can just make a direct contribution.
Okay, so you're either transferring existing retirement savings into this new gold IRA or adding fresh funds to the mix,
Yeah.
choosing the source of your golden fuel, so to speak.
Exactly. Once your account is funded and ready to go, it's time for the exciting part. Step 4, choosing your gold investments. This is where you decide how you want to allocate those funds within the world of gold. Do you go for the tangible security of physical gold, the flexibility of gold ETFs, or the higher risk, higher reward potential of gold mining stocks?
It sounds like a golden buffet with options to suit every taste and risk appetite. Do those investment choices have to meet any specific criteria?
Absolutely. The IRS has specific requirements for what qualifies as like investment grade gold for IRA purposes. So it's crucial to make sure your investments comply with these regulations. Think of it as making sure your golden eggs are in the right basket.
Got it. So compliance is key. What's the final step in the process?
The fifth and final step is all about letting the custodian take the reins.
Okay.
They will purchase and store your chosen gold investments, ensuring everything is handled correctly and securely. And if you've opted for physical gold, it'll be stored in an approved depository, providing that extra peace of mind.
So a five-step process that, while involving some pretty significant decisions along the way, it's designed to be pretty straightforward. It sounds like the custodian plays a crucial role in making that happen smoothly.
They do. And a good custodian will be there to guide you every step of the way, answering any questions you might have and making sure you feel confident in your choices.
Yeah.
They are your golden allies in this journey.
Now that we've laid out the steps to opening a gold IRA, let's address some common questions people have. What are some of the top investment strategies people should consider?
Well, the best strategies are always those tailored to individual circumstances and goals.
Right.
However, some universal principles generally hold true.
Okay.
Diversification, for example, is always a wise approach, just like with any investment portfolio.
Yeah.
Spreading your risk across different asset classes within your gold IRA helps to create a more balanced and potentially resilient portfolio.
So even within your gold IRA, it's smart to think about spreading your investments across physical gold, gold ETFs, and perhaps even those gold mining stocks. It's about creating a golden tapestry, not putting all your threads in one place.
Exactly. Another key principle is taking a long-term view. Retirement planning is a marathon, not a sprint.
Right.
Don't get caught up in the short-term fluctuations of the market. Focus on the bigger picture and your long-term financial goals.
It's about resisting the urge to chase quick wins and instead focusing on sustainable growth over time. Patience is a golden virtue in investing, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Now, why should someone consider a gold IRA for their retirement planning in the first place? Well, it all comes back to those key benefits we discussed earlier. Hedging against volatility and inflation.
Right.
Gold has this historical track record of serving as a safe haven during times of economic uncertainty and can help protect your purchasing power when those pesky prices start rising.
So it's like adding an extra layer of armor to your retirement savings,
Yeah.
helping you weather potential economic storms that might lie ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about bolstering your portfolio's resilience and potentially mitigating risks that could chip away at your hard-earned savings over time. No one wants their golden nest egg to shrink. Right.
Now, for those who might be wondering about the specifics, what types of gold investments can actually be held within a gold IRA?
The most common options are physical gold coins and bars, gold-backed ETFs, and gold mining stocks. However, as we touched upon earlier, those investments must meet those IRS standards.
Yeah.
But within those parameters, you have a range of choices based on your risk tolerance and overall strategy.
It's a bit like choosing your golden chariot, picking the one that best suits your journey and destination. Now, how does a gold IRA stack up against traditional retirement vehicles, like a traditional IRA or 401k?
Well, traditional IRAs and 401ks typically focus on investments like stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, which can be susceptible to market fluctuations.
Yeah.
A gold IRA, on the other hand, offers a different flavor of exposure. It can potentially provide more stability and security, particularly during those turbulent times when economic winds are blowing fiercely.
So it's not about replacing those traditional options, but adding a different dimension to your retirement portfolio,
Exactly.
one that might react differently to market conditions.
Yeah.
It's about having different tools in your financial toolbox, ready for whatever the future may bring.
Recognizing that different assets behave differently under various market conditions and diversifying accordingly is key to creating a robust retirement plan. Now, a question that often comes up is, are there any tax benefits to investing in a gold IRA?
I'm sure that's a question on everyone's mind.
Mhm.
Taxes can be a real golden goose chase if you're not careful.
Indeed. Well, much like traditional IRAs and 401ks, contributions to a gold IRA may be tax deductible and your earnings can grow tax deferred until retirement.
Okay.
So you're benefiting from those same tax advantages while potentially gaining the benefits of gold as an asset class.
So it's like getting a double dose of golden goodness. Tax advantages and the potential benefits of gold all rolled into one retirement package.
Precisely. You're maximizing your tax efficiency while potentially fortifying your retirement savings. It's a win-win situation.
Now, for someone who's ready to embark on their golden journey, what's the first step they should take?
Well, the initial step involves opening a self-directed IRA with a reputable custodian.
Okay.
Remember, this is a crucial decision, so do your homework and choose a custodian you trust and feel comfortable collaborating with.
And to help you navigate the world of custodians and find the right one for you, don't forget to check out that free checklist at goldirablueprint.com/exclusive. It's packed with valuable tips to make that process a breeze. Now let's move on to an aspect of gold IRAs that's often talked about, gold as a hedge against inflation. We've touched on this concept, but let's dive a bit deeper. What exactly is inflation and how does gold play a protective role? We've talked about inflation quite a bit today, but for anyone who might be new to the concept, can you give us a quick refresher?
Sure. Inflation is simply the rate at which prices for goods and services increase over time.
Right.
Essentially, it's the erosion of purchasing power. Imagine your money slowly shrinking in value, meaning you can buy less with the same amount as before.
Right. Like a slow leak in your financial tire.
Yeah.
And you're saying gold can help patch that leak.
Exactly. Gold has historically acted as a hedge against inflation because its value tends to rise when that cost of living goes up. It's like a built-in counterbalance to that erosion of purchasing power.
But how does gold achieve this magical hedge? What's the mechanism at play?
Unlike currencies, which can be printed endlessly, gold is a finite resource. There's a limited supply of it in the world.
Right. Yeah.
And when the supply of something is limited and demand increases, its price naturally goes up.
Makes sense.
During periods of high inflation, people often turn to gold as that safe haven, a store of value that can help them weather the economic storm.
Hmm.
This increased demand can drive up the price of gold, helping to offset the decline in purchasing power that's caused by inflation.
So it's like gold is a life raft in a sea of rising prices, helping you stay afloat when the economic tide turns against you.
That's a great way to put it. And that's precisely why many investors include gold in their portfolios to potentially protect their savings from the erosive effects of inflation.
Makes a lot of sense. Gold's track record as an inflation hedge is definitely a compelling reason to consider it for retirement planning. But let's shift gears for a moment and talk about gold's historical performance. We know it's been a valuable commodity for centuries, but what makes its history so relevant to today's investors?
Well, gold's historical track record is more than just a collection of interesting facts. It reveals a story of resilience and enduring value. Gold has weathered countless economic storms, wars, political upheavals, even technological disruptions throughout human history.
So it's like a survivor, a testament to enduring value that stood the test of time.
Exactly. And that resilience gives investors a sense of security and stability, especially in times of uncertainty. It's a tangible reminder that some things hold their value even when the world feels unpredictable.
Now, you mentioned technological disruptions. That's an interesting angle. How has gold managed to stay relevant in a world that's constantly evolving and embracing new technologies?
That's a great question. You'd think that in a world of cryptocurrencies and digital assets, gold might lose its luster. But the opposite seems to be happening.
Interesting.
Gold's tangibility, its history, its very nature as a physical element, it seems to offer a sense of grounding in a world that can feel increasingly virtual and intangible.
So it's almost like a counterbalance to the digital age, a reminder that some things have intrinsic value that transcends the digital realm.
Precisely. And that inherent value is likely to remain relevant no matter what technological advancements the future holds.
Before we wrap up, I want to remind everyone about that valuable resource we've mentioned throughout the episode. If you're looking for a free checklist to help you make informed decisions about choosing the right Gold IRA company, visit goldirablueprint.com/exclusive. It's an incredible tool to help you navigate the world of gold IRAs with confidence. Now, as we approach the end of our deep dive, what are some key takeaways you want our listeners to remember?
Well, remember that knowledge is power. Arming yourself with information about gold IRAs, it allows you to make those informed decisions about your retirement planning and the role gold can play in it.
So it's not about blindly jumping on the gold bandwagon, but about understanding the nuances, the potential benefits, and the risks involved.
Exactly. And remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach.
Yeah.
What works for one person might not work for another. It's about finding the strategy that aligns with your individual circumstances, goals, and risk tolerance.
It's like crafting a personalized golden roadmap for your retirement journey.
Well said. So do your research, ask questions, and seek guidance from trusted professionals if needed. And above all, remember that the journey to financial security is a marathon, not a sprint. Stay informed, stay focused, and keep learning.
Fantastic advice. And with that, we've come to the end of our deep dive into gold IRAs. We hope you found this exploration as informative and insightful as we have. Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
It's been a pleasure sharing this journey with you. Until next time, keep diving deep, stay curious, and may your retirement planning journey be filled with golden opportunities.